All right, let's jump straight into it.
Okay.
Today we're embarking on a deep dive into a film that, well, it undeniably ignited conversations, sparked all sorts of debates, and really stretched the boundaries of what a cinematic genre could be.
Mm-hmm.
Todd Phillips's 2019 phenomenon, Joker.
Yeah, quite the phenomenon.
You've given us a fantastic stack of sources for this one. I mean, everything from fascinating production insights, sharp critical analyses, even raw audience reactions. And our mission, as always, is to extract the most impactful revelations, the crucial breakthroughs for you.
Exactly. And get ready, because we're going to peel back the layers of this R-rated character study.
Okay.
We'll explore how this film was conceived, not as your typical comic book blockbuster,
Right. Definitely not.
but as a gritty, really intimate psychological drama.
Yeah.
We'll look at the incredible lengths the filmmakers went to craft Arthur Fleck's disturbing transformation.
For Joaquin Phoenix's physical changes,
Yeah, it's this shit.
to the subtle visual cues that just pull you deeper into his mind.
And they really do.
And we'll really unpack those intense, real-world discussions it sparked. We're talking themes of social injustice, mental illness, and its, frankly, surprising global cultural impact.
It really went everywhere.
So, as we start this deep dive, what aspect of Joker from our sources first grabbed your attention?
Well, I think what's truly striking is how Todd Phillips approached Joker from the very beginning.
Okay.
He wasn't interested in a conventional comic book film at all.
Right.
His motivation was to create something different, more grounded, was the phrase used. And he was drawn to the Joker character precisely because, unlike maybe Batman or Superman, there wasn't really one single definitive portrayal.
Ah, interesting. So less baggage.
Exactly. He felt this offered immense creative freedom, like a blank canvas almost. He wasn't constrained by, decades of rigid canon.
And you can really feel that freedom, I think, on the screen. It's impossible to ignore the echoes of Martin Scorsese's 70s character studies.
Oh, completely.
Our sources consistently point to a profound influence for movies like Taxi Driver.
Taxi Driver, the king of comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The filmmakers were clearly aiming for a similar gritty, kind of real-world feel. But what's fascinating is how they consciously avoided just directly imitating it or using those stylistic cliches like, those trademark 70s zoom lenses.
That's such a crucial distinction. Lawrence Sher, the cinematographer, he mentioned that their memory of those 70s films,
Their memory.
yeah, like the feeling they remembered, was often a better reference than the actual images themselves. Which sometimes felt maybe too distinct from what they wanted to do. They wanted it to feel like a film from that era.
Right.
But with their own unique spin, they really focused on lighting to create that vibe.
How so?
Well, they used a lot of what they called mixed light, think orange sodium vapor streetlights,
Okay.
blending with those cool green fluorescence you get indoors.
Gives it that kind of sickly look.
Exactly. To create a sickly and real color palette, like the city itself was decaying the colors. They even had to retrofit actual municipal light fixtures back to that aged look to get it just right.
Wow. That's incredible, the lengths they went to for that authentic, really grimy atmosphere. And Phillips himself, he stated that the film was not intended to be political, but more a story about child trauma and mental illness.
Right, that was his stated intent.
Yet it sparked this almost unprecedented amount of public discussion about politics and society.
Totally.
That disconnect isn't just interesting, is it? It kind of speaks to the power of art to inadvertently tap into the zeitgeist.
That's a great way to put it.
It proves that once a film is out there,
Yeah.
its meaning often expands way beyond what the creator maybe initially intended.
Absolutely. And despite that clear artistic vision, getting it made wasn't easy.
I bet.
Phillips faced, quote, a zillion hurdles getting studio approval.
A zillion. Sounds about right for Hollywood.
Yeah, and he recalled this anecdote about Warner Bros.' concern over, wait for it, Joker pajamas at Target.
No. Or like pajamas.
Pajamas. And I mean, that anecdote isn't just funny. It perfectly encapsulates the tightrope Phillips was walking.
Yeah.
Trying to make this art house character study under a massive studio banner that's obsessed with merchandising.
Right. It highlights that huge friction between a singular artistic vision and, well, corporate comfort zones.
Attention Joker somehow managed to break through.
It really did.
Yeah.
And central to that artistic vision, of course, was the casting.
Oh, yeah.
Phillips and his co-writer, Scott Silver, wrote the script specifically for Joaquin Phoenix.
With him in mind from the start.
Phillips's aim, he said, was to introduce comic book movies into the Joaquin Phoenix universe, not the other way around.
Which is such a bold statement, right?
It really is, and it just underscores his commitment. This was a character study first and maybe a comic book film second.
It absolutely does. And, with that foundation laid, what truly brought Arthur Fleck to life, well, it was Joaquin Phoenix's incredible embodiment of the character.
Yeah, let's get into that.
Our sources really highlight his transformative process. I mean, he lost 52 pounds.
52 pounds.
Which is about 23, 24 kilograms, yeah, to appear wolf-like and malnourished, as they put it.
You definitely see that on screen, that gauntness.
Mm-hmm. And he meticulously studied videos of pathological laughter.
Oh, wow.
To perfect Arthur's uncontrollable fits. And his onset method was apparently quite intense.
Like how?
Well, sometimes he'd just walk off camera, like, in the middle of a take.
Really?
Compose himself if he wasn't feeling the moment,
Right.
Need to get back into it.
That level of commitment is just truly remarkable.
It is.
And this physical and emotional transformation, it was expertly mirrored in the film's visual storytelling, wasn't it?
Yeah, Lawrence Sher, again, the cinematographer, he made deliberate choices to visually represent Arthur's isolation, his descent.
How do they do that visually?
Well, early on, the frames would often sort of box him in with surrounding elements, making him seem like a small figure in a large space, or sometimes almost invisible, just lost in the city.
Right, swallowed up.
Exactly. But then, as Arthur transforms, as he becomes the Joker, the camera gains more power and placement.
Ah, so the camera itself reflects his shift.
Yeah, visually signifying his shift from, victim to something else entirely. It's very subtle but effective.
That's a key detail, yeah, in understanding his journey.
Mm-hmm. And that meticulous attention to detail, it also extended to moments of just pure spontaneity.
Like what?
Well, that iconic dancing scene, the one in the dingy public restroom after his first kills?
Oh, yeah, chilling scene.
Completely improvisational.
Get out.
Yeah.
Phillips apparently just put on some of the score music by Hildur Guðnadóttir.
Okay.
And Phoenix just began to dance, this totally unplanned moment. It ended up being a cornerstone of the first teaser trailer, apparently. And it defined the flexibility of the shoot, encouraged other moments of spontaneity later on.
It just speaks volumes about the trust between the director and the actor, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
And the production design, that further solidified the film's whole vision. Mark Friedberg, the production designer, he meticulously recreated this gritty 1970s, early 80s New York City as Gotham.
Nailed that look.
Totally. Complete with graffiti, overflowing garbage, cracked sidewalks.
Yeah, you mentioned the mixed light already.
Right, that sickly palette. But beyond that, every detail, even retrofitting old street lights, it was all designed to make the city feel like a character itself.
Oppressive and uncaring.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Immersing you in Arthur's deteriorating world without you even, consciously realizing why you feel that way.
And the costume design, too, by Mark Bridges.
Yeah.
It evolved, right? From Arthur's kind of sad, juvenile mode clothes to the Joker's specific color palette, that red suit, the green hair.
Which was different from other Jokers.
Exactly. Intentionally deviated from prior interpretations to avoid, any connection to past versions. Make this one unique.
And this commitment to realism, to immersion, it actually had a real-world echo, didn't it?
It did. Much of the filming took place in actual locations. New York City, Newark, Jersey City.
Right.
And the Joker Stairs in the Bronx, a specific filming location, became this unexpected, huge tourist destination. People flocking there for photos.
That's wild. Shows how deeply the film resonated.
It really does. And Phillips also had this unusual strategy for a big studio film.
What was that?
He posted behind-the-scenes videos himself online.
Oh.
To sort of get ahead of leaks, and also to engage fans early, especially since they were often filming out in public.
Smart. Paparazzi would have gotten shots anyway.
Exactly. It was a pretty clever way to control the narrative around the film's look.
Okay, so shifting gears a bit, let's talk about the film's deeper message, or maybe messages. Our sources suggest Joker functions as a powerful, cautionary tale.
Yeah, that term comes up a lot.
It portrays Arthur's journey as one spurred not just by his neurological disorder, the laughing, but crucially by the abandonment of social services, budget cuts in this crime-ridden, recession-hit Gotham.
Yeah, the system fails him repeatedly.
And this societal neglect, the film seems to suggest, directly contributes to this pervasive sense of social injustice.
Right.
And it creates the very conditions for a figure like the Joker to emerge.
And his actions, kind of almost accidentally, they spark a movement.
How so?
Well, that triple homicide on the subway,
Yeah.
particularly of those, Wall Street-type businessmen, that acts as this accidental prologue to a larger social movement. He didn't mean for it to, but it did.
Right. And then Thomas Wayne's comments.
Oh, yeah. Classic social Darwinism, basically. The idea that those who work and succeed deserve to live.
Right.
Essentially blaming the poor.
Which just fuels the fire.
Exactly. It fuels those death to the rich protests we see, even though Arthur himself starts out pretty much apolitical.
It's like he unwittingly becomes this symbol for something much, much larger than himself.
Precisely.
And what's particularly thought-provoking, I think, is the film's deliberate ambiguity.
Very ambiguous.
Aspects like his imagined relationship with Sophie Dumond
Yeah, his neighbor.
that aren't explicitly shown as delusions until, quite late in the film.
Right. You believe it along with him for a while.
This narrative choice, it leaves the entire film really open to interpretation, doesn't it? Constantly blurring the lines between reality and delusion.
And they intentionally keep his specific mental illnesses unclear as well.
Yeah, it forces you, the viewer, to question everything you're seeing. You're never quite sure what's real.
Which, raises an important point.
Yeah.
What about all the heated discussions it sparked?
Oh yeah, the controversy.
There were genuine concerns, right? That
Yeah.
it could inspire real-world violence.
Lots of security at screenings initially.
Accusations of it being an incel wet dream. Criticism for its, quote, sympathetic portrayal of a homicidal maniac.
Yeah, the discourse was intense.
And Phillips, his response was pretty famous. He said that outrage is a commodity.
Right, implying that these discussions, even the uncomfortable ones,
That were valuable. Maybe even part of the film's intended impact, you could argue.
and the film definitely brought mental illness into the spotlight, sparking really different professional viewpoints.
Yeah, the experts were divided.
Neurocriminologist Adrian Rain, for instance, he called it a great educational tool for accurately depicting, he felt, a murderer's psychology.
Okay.
But then you had psychiatrist Ziv Cohen, who criticized it strongly
For what reason?
for misrepresenting the mentally ill as inherently violent. He argued it conflated psychopathy, which isn't always considered a mental illness in the same way, with conditions like schizophrenia or depression.
That's a really important distinction.
Yeah. And then psychiatrist Amani Walker offered another perspective, saying Arthur never had a chance because society, particularly for the poor with mental illness, completely abandoned him.
So multiple valid lenses to view it through, even among professionals.
Exactly. It really shows how complex that whole discussion became.
And the film's striking cultural impact, it truly echoed globally, didn't it?
Absolutely. Joker imagery, the mask, the face paint.
Yeah.
It was adopted by anti-government protests worldwide.
Whereabouts?
Chile, Hong Kong, France, Lebanon, quite a few places. People using that symbol of, I guess, societal breakdown or rebellion.
Wow.
And sadly, there have even been comparisons made to real-life incidents, like a shooting involving a United Healthcare CEO and a train stabbing in Japan. In some cases, the perpetrators of their actions were sort of linked back, rightly or wrongly, to themes or scenes from the film.
Which highlights its profound, though sometimes maybe concerning, real-world resonance.
Definitely. But despite all the controversies, Joker was just a massive box office juggernaut.
Unbelievable success, financially.
It grossed over $1 billion worldwide.
$1 billion for an R-rated dark character study.
Exactly. Becoming the most profitable film based on a comic book ever, apparently, based on his budget-to-gross ratio.
Wow.
It broke numerous records for an October release. It proved that this kind of film, character-driven, R-rated, could achieve massive financial success. Completely defied industry expectations.
And the critical acclaim, well, at least the accolades, followed.
Right. While the overall reviews from critics were a bit mixed, maybe polarizing, Joaquin Phoenix's performance was pretty much universally lauded. Powerhouse, Oscar-worthy.
He absolutely was, and he won the Oscar.
He did. The film earned significant awards, including the Golden Lion at the Venice Film Festival, which is huge.
Very prestigious.
Phoenix's Best Actor Oscar, like you said. And Hildegarde Dautier's historic win for Best Original Score.
Historic how?
First woman to win as a solo composer in that category.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah. And speaking of the score and the music, the film made a deliberate choice to include music like Gary Glitter's Rock and Roll Part 2.
Ah, yes, that caused a stir.
Right, generated controversy because Glitter's, a convicted child sex offender.
Understandably.
However, it's important to clarify, based on our sources, that he does not receive royalties from the song's use in the film.
Okay, that's crucial.
He'd sold the rights long ago. The U.S. rights are now owned by Universal Music Publishing Group. So while the song's inclusion definitely raised eyebrows.
The financial benefit doesn't flow to him.
Correct.
Okay. So, wrapping this up, what does this all really mean for the bigger picture?
Well, I think Joker just defied expectations on so many fronts.
Hmm.
It proved that a character-driven R-rated film based on a comic book character could be both a massive critical and commercial success.
Which wasn't a given at all.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it sparked these crucial, albeit really uncomfortable, conversations about major societal issues.
Yeah, mental health, class, alienation.
Exactly. It truly pushed the boundaries of the genre in a way few films manage, forcing us all to look beyond those simple hero-villain narratives.
It certainly did that.
And this film, it masterfully blurs that line, doesn't it? Between mental illness and consequence. Between villain and victim.
It really did.
It leaves you, the listener, to wonder, is Arthur Fleck a monster created by society? Or is he a monster who merely finds his stage within an already broken society?
Yeah, that's the central question, isn't it?
And what role does his perception, society's perception, our perception play in the transformation of an individual and maybe even the eruption of a social movement? Lots to think about there.
Definitely a lot to chew on.
Oh.
So that's our deep dive into Joker. Thank you for sharing all these sources with us.
Yeah, fascinating stuff.
We hope this exploration has given you some new insights, maybe some different angles to consider.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.